Morning, guys. Welcome to Coffee Chat. Well, guys, that was not my first sip, I have to say. I was in there talking to Judy and stuff like that, had a few sips in there with her, and then came out here to have majority of my sips with you. You see, it's down in there, but that's for sure. Well, sometimes people, there's no coffee in the cup. Well, there's coffee in the cup, but there's a little bit more than coffee in the cup, if you know what I mean. And I'm just teasing you there. Well, guys, I'll tell you what. Lots of amazing, beautiful things happening in XRP space today, that's for sure. We're watching XRP hold up to some really great numbers here at 266. I think 267, even going up a little higher than that. And there is a big debate amongst a lot of the technical analysts guys in the space. I say TA guys, but then I saw some comments where some new folks say, what's a TA guy? Well, it's standing for technical analyst. I know a lot of, you guys have been in the space know that very well. But remember this. We repeat stuff because so many new people, guys, are piling in right now. They're piling in. They've discovered XRP for the very first time. And, they're kind of getting in. And we got to be gracious and at least kind of like bring them up to speed of what's going on, because we've been in this space for years and years and years, and we have seen some big time activity, ups, downs, sideways action, you can imagine, in the space. And so we know how to kind of navigate what these waters. Well, a lot of new people don't, and we want to get them all to the other side. I'll tell you that right now. Well, anyhow, guys, I got this link here from eGreg Crypto, and he's talking about BCB and Moon Lambo and different people in the space and stuff like that, and he's comparing what they've said and this and that, whatever, and it's a great thread, a great discussion to read through it. But anyhow, a lot of these TA guys are saying, listen, we've seen this kind of activity before, and we're just right about there to see a major violent breakout for XRP that could literally shatter people's expectations and blow minds away. Now, I'm going to put another link to an article right down in here where another TA guy, not just eGreg Crypto, is saying the very same thing. And the reason that they're looking at it, guys, is they're seeing this formation in the charts and with the RSI, and how we have been here before to see a major move. Now, when you couple that with what's going on in the broader spectrum, the broader marketplace, Ripple has just recently sealed the deal on Hidden Road, and they're calling Hidden Road Ripple Prime, I believe. And now, of course, as a clearinghouse, that's a major deal, because a lot of these trades that happen in the space and stuff like that go through all these clearing houses. Of course, Depository Trust and Clearing Corp, one of the most massive that there is. And when you think about it, they do trillions of dollars of value in a day. And certainly Hidden Road, no slouch either, and all that. And of course, you got the whole G Treasury acquisition, where, when you're talking about corporate money transfers around the globe into the hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, big deals. And these acquisitions, guys, that Ripple has made, I know a lot of you know that, look, it is going to have impacts. And we've got this regulatory clarity piece. Now, something that's coming up at the end of this month, of course, is the office. Excuse me. Wow, little kind of rusty in there. Anyway, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency is making that decision on giving Ripple a banking license. And that's supposed to come out on the 31st. Now, if we do see that happen on the 31st, and Ripple gets that banking license, I'm going to tell you what, that is a major, major, massive deal. Massive deal. The credibility that gives Ripple in the broader markets along with this space is huge, especially with the custody of these digital assets. Now, we know that Ripple went out and bought Mataco. They went out and they bought Standard Custody, and they are also supplying a lot of institutional grade custody. So, you got the custodian, you got the clearing, you got the transfers, you got everything you need. And of course, we know Brad Garlinghouse recently just made a post that, hey guys, remember that, XRP is at the center of it all, and how that is going to be a big time deal. I was there. I watched him say, if people think that they are actually moving away from XRP and moving into any kind of other asset, whether it be RL, USD, or whatever, then they have lost the plot. And that shows when you're talking about all these SPACs, right? These special purpose acquisition corporations that are getting out there and only for the purpose, guys, can you imagine, of buying XRP and just holding it in there? Something that just happened, of course, we know of Evernorth. Well, Evernorth, not only did they raise the 1 billion, they just went out and bought over 366 million, I think, or something like that, 366, something like that. Anyway, they spent $1 billion buying up this XRP. They've spent their $1 billion. They raised it. Now they went out and they bought it. Big deal. A lot of people, by the way, just give me a sip of coffee here, we're out there poo-pooing Chris Larson because it's, oh, wow, Chris Larson, he's dumping his XRP and on and on. No, he was not. He was actually moving it over into G Treasury as, kind of like an initial investor in there. That says lots, guys, and that is just one. There are now well over 10 of them, and they hold varying amounts of, 500 million, 200 million, 300 million, all this kind of stuff, dollars worth of XRP in each one of these SPACs. That, to me, is a major bullish signal. So when you see the fundamentals and they're lining up with the technicals, guys, the sentiment, of course, is going to be big. It should be big. But what's going on? Well, we're seeing a lot of fear and greed in the index, aren't we? A lot of people being afraid. Guys, that is not usually when a blow-off top has happened. When a blow-off top has happened, everybody's on cloud nine. You're at the top. You're at the top. They're just going crazy. They're all on cloud nine. And then, of course, what happens is the whole thing, kind of like drops, falls down, and that kind of stuff. And so, that's when you're at the top. Well, we have not hit that target yet and haven't seen it. And you've got, Coins Kid, another guy I follow, he's saying the same thing. We're in this broadening wedge, and we could be on that very last leg, that fifth wave, and it could really go. And so, guys, we're holding out. We're as bullish as we could ever be. And we're not letting ourselves get shaken out or tormented or any of this kind of stuff with any kind of fear and all this uncertainty and all the doubt. Why would I ever doubt XRP when I'm looking at it from the perspective that it presents one of the best and biggest, some of the greatest opportunities I think you'd see in any asset class. The setup is truly phenomenal. All of the things that have happened, it's got legal clarity in this space. That's like, being gold lined. Because it got that legal clarity, the lawsuit, Judge Annalisa Torres in July 2023 gave it the legal clarity. XRP is a commodity. That's a done deal. And of course, the lawsuit being dropped and everything else that's going along with it. So why would I have much doubt? Uncertainty? Come on, guys. Do we see what's happening in the wide world? Are we actually moving into a digital economy? Yes, we are. We know that we are. You have the Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent, coming right out and telling you that they are going to underpin the dollar with stable coins and the infrastructure. Why do you think they have a Genius Act in the first place? Or why is there a need for a Clarity Act? Or why would there be MiCA regulations, if this space was not having an impact? And why, oh why, would you have almost every nation state, and I mean right down to third world countries and everything, as I like to say, even down to the Federated States of Micronesia, developing central bank digital currencies, and these central banks putting in billions upon billions, if not trillions, into a platform that they're never going to employ? Come on. So there's no real uncertainty. Fear, guys, the fear is what they feed you. That's what you're getting fed. You're getting fed fear, guys. And that's why I say, knowing the psychology of this market, big time deal. You've got to get there. You've got to get there. You literally have to, discipline yourself not to make those decisions based on how you feel. Because feelings, come on, you can't trust them. Hey, they can be influenced by what you ate last night. Come on, that's a fact, right? So you can't trust your feelings. So if you can't trust your feelings, what can you trust? Guys, get out there and answer the questions. You get out there and you trust what you know. The answers you find for yourself are the ones you're definitely going to trust the most. I have said that so many, many times, and I do believe it. And I am encouraging you to get out there and do it and get yourself strategic. Get ready. Amazing, amazing, amazing day is coming. I really believe we are going to see between now and the end of the year something phenomenal happen that does not usually happen, guys. It is not something that is just an everyday occurrence. boom, it blows up and you literally start to see things rocket. I mean, they literally break the sound barrier right through the atmosphere. Guys, in this case, I think we're going to, as I love to say, fly all the way past the moon and straight through Jupiter. I think it's going to be stupendous. And guys, I want you to make it. I definitely, Judy and I, we want you there. We absolutely want you there. I want to see so many of you at the next XRP Vegas, just absolutely overjoyed because of where we're at. So get out there. Do your due diligence. This is my 100% biased opinion. Guys, go build up your own opinion and get the information you need, because I'll tell you what, I can share with you my convictions. I can't give folks the confidence that goes with that. Just can't do it. But I do want to motivate you at least to get out there and start doing your digging. How about that? And I'll tell you what, guys, until later on today when we have another fantastic video for you, have a fabulous one and take care.